In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the iris stitch. It's a lovely one row repeated pattern, meaning it's the same on the front and the back, and it's using clusters of trebles and chains and working into chain spaces. It's a really lovely drape to the fabric, make perfect scarf or a nice little snuggly blanket for you to use in those chillier months. So let's have a look at the tutorial. So today I'm using a Stylecraft Aran in a nice sort of spice colour, sort of an orangey colour, perfect for the autumn, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. So we're going to start off by making a slip knot. You can do this in whichever way you prefer. I like to go round, bring the tail through, and then up and under that tail through that circle and pull. We're then going to make a foundation chain, and our foundation chain needs to be made in multiples of 4 plus 3 extra for turning at the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to go up to 20, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's how wide my piece of work is going to be. So if you're wanting to make a nice scarf, that would be a perfect size. You might want to go a little bit wider as well. If you were making a blanket, obviously you'd make it for the width of your blanket. Now I'm going to do my 3 turning chains. 1, 2, 3, and those give us the height of our work. We have 3 because most of this pattern is using trebles. That's UK terminology. In US terminology, that would be doubles. So that gives us the height, and that gives us the length. So we're going to be working in the 5th chain from the hook. So we don't count the one that's on the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going in there with a treble. So yarn over, insert into the chain, yarn over, pull back through. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And can you see now how your 3 turning chains has been pulled up? We're going to go into the same chain now with another treble. And then we're going to chain 1. And into the same chain again with another 2 trebles. 1, 2. So we're making what we call a treble cluster. And you get a nice V-shaped stitch there. So we're now going to skip 3 chains. So this is the one we've just worked into. So 1, 2, 3, working into the 4th one, we're going to repeat that cluster set there. So 2 trebles, 1 and 2, chain 1 and 2 trebles, 1 and 2. Skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do 2 trebles, chain 1 and another 2 trebles. So 1 treble, 2 trebles, chain 1, treble and treble. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and another cluster. So 1 treble, 2 trebles, chain 1, 1 treble, and the second treble. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're working into the 4th one, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Doing our clusters again, so 1 treble and 2 trebles, chain 1 into the same loop, remember, 1 treble, 2 trebles. So you should have 2 stitches left now. We're going to skip the first one, and into the last stitch we're just going to do a treble, and this will help us keep our straight edges and act in the same way that our 3 chain extra at the beginning did, to help us have our straight sides. So we're now going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3 again. This is to help us with our sides. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to be working into the 1 chain space. So into that 1 chain space we're going to do our cluster trebles. So we're going to do 1 treble, 2 trebles, chain 1, 1 treble, and the second treble. I'm going to skip over all this work here and working into the next 1 chain space. We do another cluster, so 1 treble, 2 trebles, chain 1, 1 treble, 2 trebles, and then moving over. So we're going to work our way down the row again. So I'm just going to quickly get these ones done. So we've done our last treble cluster for this row, and our final stitch is going to be worked. Now you can either work it into the top of the 3 chain, or you can just work it into the space, it's your preference. So where we had our beginning chains there, that's where we're going to work, and we're going in there with the treble. So that's what we have so far. So I'm just going to work up a few more rows for you to see how it looks. So just worked up a few more rows for you to see how it looks. Absolutely gorgeous. I can just see this is a nice snuggly autumn Halloweeny bonfire night kind of scarf. I did make one up in this Cedar Snuggly 4-ply. This is the shade lot 0302, and it's a sort of a very pale pink. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up on it. It's very, very pale pink. And I worked it up using the same size crochet hook, so it is just slightly smaller obviously because it's a thinner yarn, but I did the same number of foundation chain stitches, and by doing it with the same size yarn, same size hook but a different yarn, you get a nice sort of drape to it. So just by mixing up the colour, I've now got a nice sort of spring summery scarf that I can wear as well. So that's how to make the iris stitch. So I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps other crocheters to see my videos. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It is free and you can unsubscribe at any time. I will pop 2 videos on the screen to help you on your crochet journey, and I will see you over there. Thank you so much for joining me on this one, and happy hooking!